I'm Jason. The world is yours, and today we have a story about UFC bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling admits that he prefers his next title fight to be against Sean Sugar O'Malley, not Henry Cejudo. Quote, I like money, money excites me, unquote. Okay. UFC bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling revealed who he wants to fight next. Aljamain Sterling is fresh off of the Funk Master Aljamain Sterling is fresh off of his return to action last month at UFC 280, where he defeated TJ Dillashaw. Was it a TKO or I think it ended in the second round. It was basically a dislocated shoulder, so nothing really to go there. Following the event, TJ Dillashaw dislocated his shoulder in camp, and then he told the referee before the fight, hey, my shoulder is completely dislocated, so don't stop the fight if it dislocates during the fight, which is, I don't know, that should be a little bit controversy, but who knows. Let's just move on past that. Following his win at following Aljamain Sterling win at UFC 280, Dana White shed some light on who the 135-pound title holder would face next. Surprisingly to many, Dana White tabbed the recently unretired Henry Triple C Cejudo as the next challenger. The move was surprising given that Sean O'Malley had defeated Peter Yan earlier that night. I don't know if that was a title eliminator. That's a little bit surprising. They would call that a title eliminator because Aljamain Sterling has already defeated Peter Yan twice. So I didn't think that if Peter Yan defeated Sean O'Malley, he would have got another title shot. That seems a little bit insane. Since then, Aljamain Sterling has engaged in a war of word with Triple C. However, if it was up to him, he wouldn't fight Cejudo next. Instead, Sterling would prefer to face Sugar Sean O'Malley, as he believed it's a bigger money fight. Okay. Quote, I like money. Money excites me. And if there's a money fight, it's Sugar O'Malley, unquote. Aljamain Sterling said, quote, the guy can fight. He got serious skills. And if we were talking about the matchup that can go my way or really go the other way for him, that's the matchup right there. Okay. Unquote. He continued, quote, obviously, if I take him down, it's a bad night. I think O'Malley has decent skills off of his back, but I think I do the same thing to him and steamroll him as well. I can also see him catching me and winning. What? Getting a crazy highlight? That would be the money fight. I've never heard. I don't think, listen, I may be an MMA casual, right? But I don't think I've ever heard. I mean, I've probably heard it before, but it's a little bit surprising for him to say, I think I do the same thing to him and steamroll him as well. I can also see him catching me and winning. What? Wow, that's surprising. Regardless of what he wants, it seems unlikely that Aljamain Sterling will fight Sugar Sean O'Malley anytime soon, as the champion recently came out and stated that he's expected to be out until midway through 2023. In response, Triple C, Henry Cejudo, has suggested an interim title fight with Sugar Sean. That seems to make sense, right? That seems like that would be, that would make a lot of sense. Sugar Sean is coming off of a 3-round split decision. Was it a split? I believe. Was it a split decision? I think it was a split decision victory over Peter Yan. I'm pretty sure it may have been a split decision. Was it a unanimous decision? I can't remember. I know it was a controversial decision. I thought Peter Yan defeated Sugar Sean O'Malley at UFC 280, and was that the co-main event? I don't think it was a co. I think it was a featured fight, right? Right before the bantamweight fight. So I thought Peter Yan defeated Sugar Sean, but Sean, I believe he got I don't think it was I know it was a decision. I don't know if it was a unanimous decision or a split decision, but I know for sure it was a decision. It was kind of controversial a few days after. I think the night of, Sugar Sean was like, well, I don't really know if I won the fight. And now a few weeks later, now he's back to saying, yeah, he clearly won the fight, as he should say that. That's very, he's not going to just continue to say, well, hey, let me give Petr Yan another opportunity. Hey, the judges are the judges, and if the fight goes to the judges, it's the decision is left to the judges. So, obviously, Sugar Sean is probably not going to go back and give Petr Yan a rematch, but the problem is that Sugar Sean, he went from like being ranked, I believe, 11th to somehow being ranked number one number one. And I've very rarely, almost very rarely, in the UFC do you see someone jump up 10 spaces. Even we've had instances when in the UFC, a fighter has defeated another fighter. Here we go. This is the example I was going to say, where a fighter has defeated another fighter and they've been ranked behind the fighter they defeated. Now, in this instant, it's ironic because now we have Sugar Sean ranked in front of a fighter who defeated him. Sugar Sean lost to Marlon Vieira, right? He lost to Marlon Vieira, and now Sugar Sean, after defeating Petr Yan in a very very controversial, close decision, now he's ranked number one, right? Which is just, how does he jump above someone who defeated him? I've never seen that before, right? I have seen some controversial where, let's say, a number 10 fighter fights, a number 2 fighter, right? And then the number 10 fighter wins, and they'll be ranked maybe like 7th or 8th, and then the number 2 fighter will be ranked like 3rd or 4th or something like that, right? They don't fall back that. And even if you look at the rankings, like Sean O'Malley was ranked outside of the top 10, and Petr Yan was ranked number 1, and Petr Yan only fell back 1 space. So I know they were trying to make Petr Yan top 5, but how does Sean O'Malley defeat Petr Yan, right, but still jump above someone who defeated him? It's kind of crazy. And then the elephant in the room, obviously, is Merab, who trained with Aljamain Sterling. They're like really good friends. Obviously, I don't, the UFC is really into, trading partners fighting. They love that. They love the drama with that. I personally don't really care. I do think Aljamain Sterling and Merab will end up fighting. It seems like there's a little bit something there. They seem cool enough where they could settle who's number 1 in the cage and just keep it basically kind of business. But sooner or later, one of those 2 fighters are probably gonna have to leave the gym, right? Like, I don't think they could train together after too long. You saw something like that with Gilbert Burns and Usman, who they kind of used to train together. Usman left the gym and then they fought, and Usman won that fight, right? So Usman improved a lot more once he left that gym. But we'll see. I like the idea of, if Triple C is coming back, the question is, would the interim title be with Sean O'Malley, or would the interim title be with Merab? Is it Merab? Or would the interim title to me, if you're going to have an interim title, the fight to make would probably be Merab versus Marlon, right? Merab, I can't pronounce his last name, versus Marlon Vieira. That's the interim title fight for me. Sean O'Malley just came off of a tough, close decision. I don't have him ranked number 1 like in that division just because he defeated Petr Yan. That's a little bit surprising to me. So personally, I think if you're gonna have a interim title fight, I would like to see not Petr Yan. I'd like to see Merab versus Marlon Vera. Or if you're gonna do anything, then hey, maybe have Marlon Vera versus Sugar Sean against that fight ended in not controversy. I believe Sugar Sean got injured in that fight. He injured, I think it was his ankle or something like that, but he did lose the fight. So why not just have those 2 fight again for the interim title, and then maybe have Triple C fight someone like Corey Sandhagen. But who knows what's going on with Triple C? He seems like he just wants to walk right back into a title fight. So if it's not a title fight, it doesn't seem like he wants to take any contenderships. I just personally I don't think it would be fair for Marab. I don't think it would be fair for, definitely not fair for Marlon Vieira, who has done nothing but win ever since he defeated Sean O'Malley. Why would he all of a sudden not be in the title picture at all? That seems completely outrageous. But let me know your opinion on this story. Who do you think Aljamain Sterling should fight next? This is, it's pretty cool to see that the bantamweight division has so many, there's so many moving pieces, right? You have Marab, you have Marlon, you have Corey Sandhagen right there, and then you have Triple C right there. So there's a lot of fighters. Obviously, there's a lot of fighters, and Piotr Yan is still right there, right, for the most part. There's a lot of different pieces to move. Aljamain Sterling looks like he's going to be out until mid next year. So it seems like coming up sooner than later, there will be an interim title in the bantamweight division. You have a lot of names, so the question is, who are your two bantamweights who should be fighting for the interim title? Is it Sugar Sean? Is it Marab? Is it Marlon Vera? Or is it Corey Sandhagen? Or is it Triple C Henry Cejudo? My two would be Marab versus Marlon Vera for the interim title, and then have Sugar Sean and Triple C just fight just for the sake of fighting, right? That'd be fun. But I'm Jason. The world is yours. Today we had a story about interim champion, not interim champion, UFC undisputed. Put some respect on his name. Undisputed bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling says he's gonna basically be out until mid 2023, but admits that he prefers his next fight to be against Sugar Sean O'Malley, not Henry Cejudo. Thank you for watching.